NEXCOM team, 2023 is now officially in the books. And for our Navy and NEXCOM, it was a year full of innovation, growth, and success. The Navy's operational mission stretched from the Philippine Sea to the Gulf of Oman and included high-level weapons seizures, joint interoperability, and even the recovery of a Chinese spy balloon on U.S. soil. And amid the nation's ever-increasing demand and expansive requirements placed upon our naval forces, our command remained uniquely positioned to enable a ready and able fighting force by delivering key quality-of-life benefits to our sailors and their families. What NEXCOM provides our Navy communities around the world is truly unmatched. And this past year, you all achieved greatness in so many ways. And so I'd like to take a few minutes to highlight a few of your success stories. One big accomplishment was the opening of the second micromarket at sea prototype on board the USS Eisenhower aircraft carrier. Since October, sales have totaled almost $400,000. BZ to our ship store team for providing convenient and accessible goods to our deployed sailors. Our store operations team also successfully launched the first ever Fleetery on the Go food truck. I'm told that the most popular stop is NAS Oceana's flight line on Fridays. And continuing with the convenience theme, 12 new micromarkets were opened around the globe to include Puget Sound, Washington, and Kittery, Maine naval shipyards. As we continue our efforts to provide ease and access for our deserving patrons, self-checkouts were piloted at 4 Tidewater NEX locations. We've received a ton of positive feedback even throughout the busy holiday season. In the facilities area, we saw the completion of the Jacksonville food court expansion, which came in almost $900,000 under budget. This past year also marked the completion of the renovation of Navy Lodge Yokosuka and construction and grand opening of a new 50-room building at our Navy Lodge facility in Rota, Spain. Both of these projects represent a new standard of service for our families PCSing overseas. And speaking of lodging, we successfully stood up our NEXCOM hospitality group, bringing our Navy Lodge and NGIS teams now under one organization, providing for all Navy TDY, PCS, and leisure travel accommodations. Our TPO team also improved user Wi-Fi experience by completing infrastructure and network upgrades at 100 NEXCOM facilities and at 28 base housing locations in the States and overseas. And as we all know, one of NEXCOM's priorities is our uniform program. Many of you have heard me say that uniforms are one of the only items that are unique to our Nexus. Our sailors can't get them anywhere else, so we need to always do it right for them. This past year, we completed the second year of our very successful maternity pilot program, which saw over 700 female officers and sailors take part in this initiative. During the year, our uniform team introduced the Selecta Maternity Sea Bag, which now allows female sailors 4 different sea bag options that best meets their mission. And while we're on the topic of uniforms, NCTRF gained a ton of traction on their female uniform size modernization initiative, which, when completed, will deliver a uniform sizing system consistent with today's diverse female population. Our uniform team is also currently conducting a high visibility wear test of female slacks with back pockets. Test participants include our first female CNO and even some of our NEXCOM military staff, so I'm really looking forward to hearing all of their feedback. In the logistics area, our team at our Northeast Distribution Center, or NEDC as we more commonly call it, executed a full-scale upgrade to modernize, reconfigure, and improve the facility to increase efficiency and storage utilization. And in an effort to save logistics dollars and improve inventory effectiveness, our distribution centers also implemented floor loading of containers bound for several additional locations within our worldwide distribution network. This is having a positive impact on both cost and labor. Another enterprise initiative that took off in 2023 was our Next Level Rewards program, which welcomed its 1 millionth member on Navy Blue Friday, no less. The program continues to drive patron loyalty, and the rewards they earn yield a greater savings for our patrons. By putting the needs of our patrons first, we have been able to initiate some really great joint opportunities with our resale partners. A great example of this was a collaborative effort with AAFES, which led to the successful launch this year of our business venture with the Home Depot, featuring an innovative web experience and driving value in major appliances working side by side with an industry leader. Now, in the midst of all these exciting business initiatives, I'm pleased to report that we still took actions within the command to reinforce my commitment to prioritize our workforce. In 2023, Code H partnered with EEO to deploy civil treatment training classes around the enterprise. In addition, the HR team launched a new performance management program and developed a DEI workshop focusing on effective ways to work with diverse groups. All our hard work paid off as our command was recognized with a number of distinguished honors related to workforce diversity, to include being named as one of the top employers for veterans and also one of the country's leading organizations for Latinas. Along with all of that, our talent acquisition team was out in full force at many hiring events around the globe, and they had a particularly strong showing during this year's NAS Oceana Air Show. And what a great time we all had at that event, connecting with our Navy community and sharing in the excitement of an air show. I've got to tell you that I am just in absolute awe. What a year full of accomplishments, and this was just a handful of all of your amazing achievements. It's incredible to reflect back on all the successes achieved by each and every one of you. And as we say farewell to 2023, I'm so excited to share my goals for 2024. And I'm going to take a couple minutes to highlight a few. But to view the CEO's guidance in its entirety, check it out on my OO Hub page. Our efforts in 2024 are squarely aligned with our CNO's goals of warfighting, warfighters, and the foundation that supports them. NEXCOM's quality of life programs have proven to be a dependable, adaptable, and critical readiness enabler for our Navy, our sailors, and their families. So let me begin by talking about some of our multi-year initiatives which fall under two main focus areas. The first area is efficiencies, aimed at driving operational agility to create a more flexible and responsive organization that's able to react and adapt quickly to current trends, benefiting both patrons and associates. And the second area of focus is investments, which will reduce expenses and improve overall efficiency through modernizing our equipment, systems, and processes while strengthening the benefit and enhancing the overall patron experience. Under these two focus areas, there are 7 specific initiatives that have tactical objectives that we will work on this year. But in order to complete these projects, our efforts will cross over into fiscal year 26, and at least 2 of them will likely extend into 2027. The first initiative involves replacing our financial and procurement systems. The second will modernize our digital commerce platform. The third will implement an electronic information management system. The fourth will be our transition to a cloud-based warehouse management system. The fifth is the deployment of a new automated storage retrieval system at our distribution centers. The sixth is the design and initial development of a new property management system for our lodging program. And the 7th project will replace our current legacy food service point-of-sale system. For all of these items, we will define a clear path to completion, and it will take our collective energy to keep these projects on track and ultimately get them across the finish line. And in that same vein, the next focus area is our patrons, where we will continue to leverage and strengthen customer and guest interactions and engagement across all of our lines of effort to reinforce and amplify NEXCOM's value proposition. Under this focus area, we will build a more efficient and optimized convenience retail business model with the objective of improving the patron experience. And with that in mind, it's my goal next year to open 20 new micromarkets across the enterprise and pilot a 24/7 NEX hybrid market at NAS Oceana Dam Neck. I'm also excited for us to open the first Hairport, a unisex hair concept at NAS Pensacola Aviation Plaza. And we'll begin the rebranding of our current NGIS properties to Navy Inn and Navy Inn Crew Stay in order to differentiate and elevate their intended missions and better support our guests. So there are lots of exciting new initiatives in store for our deserving patrons this year, and I know we have the right NEXCOM team in place around the globe to make that happen. And as we expand our retail, services, and lodging operations, we must also continue to lean into our joint efforts, which brings me to partnerships, where our focus is to strengthen and emphasize our core naval mission, enabling warfighter readiness, and building even stronger relationships with Navy commands, resale partners, and the military community. In support of this area, by December of 24, we'll assume operational control of Navy's Recruit Training Command Great Lakes Inventory Management, Uniform Operations, and IOU processes. And our TPO team will have moved out on a Navy pilot program to offer free Wi-Fi to sailors in 12 unaccompanied on-base housing facilities. Finally, we'll strive to achieve at least an 80% availability rate for ship store program stock by developing standardized processes and executing a performance-based agreement with fleet representatives. Our command's partnerships are invaluable to our business and our mission. We'll rely on these established relationships to better serve our Navy. Now, I've saved the best for last. Our final focus area is our associates, our command's most valuable commodity. These initiatives seek to develop a more engaging associate experience to retain and empower our current associates while also attracting new, highly qualified talent. By July, we'll have a new state-of-the-art payroll system. This change will increase payroll processing efficiencies and expand the program's functionality. All in all, it will create a more user-friendly interface for all of our associates. Another initiative I'm focused on, and to be honest, one that I hear about from folks often, is creating a more streamlined benefits open enrollment process. I know this is incredibly important to so many of you, and I'm looking forward to getting it implemented this year. As you can see, we have a lot on our plate this coming year, but it will deliver lots of goodness. Our military is continually adapting to an ever-changing operating environment, and we must also evolve in a similar manner to overcome both internal and external challenges, all the while steering a steady course that enables us to achieve our objectives. Never forget that our command's enduring mission and our 6 lines of business deliver capabilities that are a key resource for our Navy. It's the strength, the dedication, and commitment of our NEXCOM associates around the world that underpins our relevance and our resilience. I'm so proud of our team and even more proud to serve alongside each and every one of you. So here's to a great 2024. Now let's get to work. And as always, keep charging.